The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. 无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master Shenhua, all good monks and nuns, and all good advisors, 阿弥陀佛。诸佛菩萨、金良大士、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư, Thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức ca Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 13th of September 2024. We're here at Way Mountain Temple to discuss the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra. We are on door number 2 and the last door we're going to be discussing. It's on stores and its teaching, the teachings contained in the store. Okay, we're on slide number 1000. We're nearing the end of it. It's like maybe less than 300 slides left until the end of door number 2. And after that, I'll be starting another chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra, I think chapter 17, the benefits of bringing forth the Bodhi mind. Okay, so hang in there, a few more 100 slides. Okay, let's go into it. In the Dhamma Flower Shastra, among the 4 kinds of sound hearers, because of the roots of those in the 2 categories of the fixed and those of overweening pride have not yet ripened.
法华论中4声闻内，决定及增上慢，此2根未熟故。
1001. He's discussing the 4 different types of people who will not become a Buddhas. And he's quoting the Dhamma Flower Shastra that says among the 4 kinds of sound hearers, the 4 kinds of sound hearers are the fixed sound hearers, the sound hearers of overweening pride, sound hearers who have retreated from Bodhi, and the transformationally responding sound hearers. Okay? And so this is what happens to the people who practice. You practice the Buddha Dharma, and when you came here, you're endowed with certain roots. And there are 4 different kinds of roots. And the fixed sound hearers, for example, many people who came to our temple are fixed sound hearers. Those are the ones that are Hinayana persuasion. Many people, for example, there are some Thai people, some Sri Lankan people who came to our temple, monks and nuns, and so forth, lay people. They are fixed sound hearers. They are pre-programmed to stop as sound hearers. And it's kind of hard to try to convince them to go further because that's as far as they are pre-programmed to go. Okay? There are also sound hearers of overweening pride. Okay? These are the second 2 here. The first 2 are the ones that their roots have not ripened. The sound hearers of overweening pride, and the previous one are the ones that cannot become Buddhas. They will become Buddhas in the future, but not this lifetime. And there's particularly the ones that sound hearers of overweening pride, they think highly of themselves to the point where they even dismiss the Buddha's teachings. Right? And next, 1002, And these two sound hearers, the first two types of sound hearers of such roots, actually the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas are very chastise them severely, just because they are self-ending. Maybe that contrary to the spirit of Buddhism we are practicing here ultimately is to benefit all others. Okay? In order for you to continue to progress, you have to become more convinced that the only way to go, for you to go, in order for you to reach Buddhahood, is to commit to helping others. There's no other way. Okay? And the sound hearers of overweening pride feel the better than anyone else. In particular, in the Dharma Flower Sutra, this is very, very famous example where the Buddha started speaking the Dharma in a Lotus Sutra, and he says, "You know what? I have some news for you. What I taught in the Agama store to the sound hearers, meaning the Arhats and Pratyeka Buddhas, is not ultimate. There's a lot more that I haven't told them yet." And at that point, in the assembly, there are 5,000, this is a very famous example, 5,000 bhikshus who immediately stood up and said, "We don't believe you," silently, and left. And so that's what they are. They typify the bhikshus, the sound hearers, with overweening pride. Okay? And there are also another kind of sound hearers who quit bodhi, meaning that the prime example is Shariputra. Shariputra is number one in wisdom of the bhikshus under the Buddha. And when he heard the Buddha talk about you got to go further, and the way to go, only way to go is the Bodhisattva path. And so he committed to practice the Bodhisattva path. And it turns out that his test was pretty hard. When you commit to practicing the Bodhisattva path, you will definitely encounter a lot of tests of your resolve. What it takes in order for you to practice the Bodhisattva path is faith. And so that's why you will encounter a lot of tests on how deeply you are committed to practicing the path, to practicing the way of benefiting others instead of ourselves. And so Shariputra got a test immediately, since he's of a special case, where he's like number one disciple of the Buddha among the Arhats. So his tests were a little bit more severe than ours. Okay, he said, as soon as he said, "I'm gonna," since the Buddha said that I should be practicing a Bodhisattva path, that's what I want to do. I want to benefit others. So he's walking on the road, and he met an old man who was crying, very, very, very sad. And so he asked him, practicing Bodhisattva path, you're supposed to help someone who in need of help. So he said, what is your problem, old man? It cannot be that bad. He said, "Oh, it's very bad, because my mom is dying. And I want to practice filiality, take care of my mom. But the sickness here cannot be cured. And I found so many doctors, and none of them could help my mother except for one, who said that you need to find the eye of a pure person to to make medicine out of it. And Shariputra says, "Oh yeah, I'm a pure person. I can help you." So Shariputra, of course, was a little bit hesitant, but he says, I have two eyes. I can always give him one eye. Okay, so he took his finger and stuck in his right eyes and popped it. And by the time he popped it out, as you can imagine, it hurt like hell. And he's bleeding, okay? And he was saying, now I can't see clearly anymore, that well anymore. And so he says, here's my eye, go ahead, go back, rush back and save your mother. And the old man looked at the Shariputra's right eye and then tossed it on the ground and stomped on it. And there you go. Even now, he can't pick up the eye and rush back to the doctor and have it reconnect anymore. The eye is totally smashed. And the old man said, Shariputra said, why? What did you do that? I gave you the eye, didn't I? The old man said, no, I needed the left eye, not the right eye, you idiot. So Shariputra said, oh my God, this is what am I supposed to do? So he took his finger again, stuck in the left eye, and now it really, really hurts a lot. The right eye really hurt a lot. So he said, can I really go through this? Exactly what he said. No way. And so he said, oh man, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Go find Ma Magariyanana. That's my colleague. He's also pure. He still has two eyes. So he quit. He said, this is Bodhisattva path. It's not for me. So he went back and became an arhat again. This is you find it funny, but this is a true story. Anyone finds it funny? Because you're going to be tested. Okay, better not find it funny. I don't find it funny at all. But anyway, that's what happened to Shariputra. So he's the one who retreated on Bodhi mind. So he's known to be number one in wisdom and also the one who retreated on Bodhi mind. It's tough cultivating the Mahayana. Okay, yeah. Anyone would like to change your mind? Yeah? South Carolina, that's it. This is for you, right? So we don't know what kind of tests you're going to have. Just don't be number one in wisdom. That's my lesson. As soon as I heard the story, I said, I don't want to have any wisdom. Certainly not number one. Okay? It's funny, Master Shihon said, he said, Shariputra brought forth the Bodhi mind 20,000 Buddhas ago. And when he met Shakyamuni Buddha, he became a fourth-stage arhat, and he's still a fourth-stage arhat. That's how tough it is. The best of luck to you, okay? This is disheartening. Yes, go forest. Scary to me. When I read that story, I said, my God, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to be even a sound hearer. Forget it. It's too tough. Yes, go forest. Quite a few of you in Go Forest are sound hearers. Do you bring forth the Bodhi mind? See, look at them. They're all quiet.
I hope so.
Chickens. Quack, 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 quack.
Oh, yeah, Yong nodding his head.
Go ahead. Go forest.
So is there more to the story? Master, could you explain what happened later? Since we we hear Shariputra in all the Mahayana sutras, like the Vajra Sutra and so on. So he must have turned into the Mahayana way at some point and become a great bodhisattva, right?
Yeah, eventually, but it took a little bit longer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, the Buddha chose to test him with the eye thing, give him the eye test. That's from now, henceforth it's called the Arhat eye test. For us, we don't have that problem. Our tests are much easier, I think. Unless you want to have great wisdom like Shariputra. Go ahead, go for us.
Amitabha Master, is it that we should begin to start in donate our organ when we die, so we slowly walk on the Bodhisattva path?
Are you crazy? It hurt too. If you're alive, it hurts already. When you're dead, it hurts as well. It hurts a lot as well, I assure you.
But sooner or later, we have to start, right? Because we cultivate the Bodhisattva path.
If you stay here in the Saha world, yes, you have to start sometimes.
Yeah.
But if you happen to go to the Pure Land, I don't know about you. Yeah? I don't want to give up my eye. I want to have two eyes, want to go to see Amitabha Buddha. And when you're in the Western Bliss Pure Land, you don't need to give up the eye. Guaranteed. At least that's what Amitabha Buddha told me. Shh, don't tell people, okay? That's why I refuse to give up my eye. But you feel free to give up your eye, even after you die. I don't care. Anyone else? He has a good point. But, again, our Dharma, we're very flexible. It's not always, you don't have to take the hardcore thing of Shariputra. I'm for going to the Pure Land. The rest of you feel free. Like Jung, he should feel free to stick around and give away his organs. Anyone else? How do you feel about this? There are many ways, there are many pathways. Shariputra chose a hard one. We are weaker, so I chose to go to the Pure Land myself. That's all. Okay? All right. Anyone else? What is your preferences? What? Oh, yeah, a little bit tilted. Yeah. Yes, go for us. You can't tilt it?
Master,
There you go.
I have a follow-up question from last week.
Yes.
There were a lot of Pure Land questions in the last week's lecture.
Yeah.
I remember you explained some years ago about how different samadhi levels mapping into the 9 grades of the Pure Land. I'm wondering if you could explain that again.
It's in the long Amitabha Sutra. The document is there, and there are a lot of information about it. I don't remember the exact details. My interest is, it doesn't matter. Okay, my perspective is that I want to go higher and higher and higher with my 2 eyes. Yeah. And it doesn't, knowing which level to go for rebirth is not necessary. I simplify a lot of things. I always go higher and higher nonstop. It's not just your current samadhi, but also the seeds you plant, the things you do to prepare for life over there. Okay? And so that's why I chose not to delve into that. Okay? Yes, 8. But you feel free to look into it yourselves. Okay?
Thank you, Master. We have a question from Jane Clymer. Will one-eye Jung be able to go to Pure Land? Will a new eye grow once he gets there? Thank you.
Good question. I don't know. I know about general conditions, but I don't know about Jung. Jung is kind of extreme, so we don't know. I'm told that there's Cyclops in the Pure Land. So Jung has nothing to worry about. Okay? Yeah, we can handle extreme people. Yes, in the back.
Master, so in the situation that he want to pull out 2 eyes, when he die, can he step on the lotus because he's blind, he couldn't see? So do we have to see the lotus to step on it though?
No. As long as you still have your fingers, you can feel your way through. When the Buddha comes, he kind of whistles, teet. All right. Yeah. No, we can accommodate a lot of extreme people. The Pure Land, we don't discriminate. But in my neighborhood, there's no Cyclops. Because we're all weak. Okay. Anyone else? You are something else. Okay? And so that's what happened. They retreated. But his point is well taken. If you encounter tests and you start backing up, then the first small test you back out, and then the next test you keep on backing out. So it's a bad thing, a bad habit that you're creating. So his compromise, Jung compromise in all his great wisdom, is that when you after you're dead, you might as well give away everything. Okay, why not? It's up to you. And also the fourth one is transformational responding sound hearers. So actually are the fake sound hearers. They're really not sound hearers. They are actually bodhisattvas. Okay? They only manifest as sound hearers, but actually they are transformation bodies from bodhisattvas and Buddhas. Okay? And many of you are like that. So for those, you don't need to give up your eyes, by the way. No need. Okay? Good to know, huh? We cover a lot of bases. DTT. Yes, Jumi.
Oh, no, it's not Jumi.
Oh, sorry. I thought she was going to ask about her left hand. Can she give away her left hand? Go ahead.
So, Master, when sound hearer is undercover and they're actually bodhisattva, when another bodhisattva meet them, do they know they're undercover, or even the bodhisattva think they're sound hearers?
I don't know. I'm not a bodhisattva nor a sound hearer, so I don't care. Okay? What do we care whether they recognize it or not? What's the advantage of recognizing? What's the big deal? I don't know where's your question leading to. Is it like you're going to form a club of special bodhisattvas or what? Or you want some kind of badge or what?
Sounds like a good idea.
I mean, it's just like you say, oh, you special bodhisattva, therefore let's go have pizza together. Seriously? Huh? You know, I have news for you. It turns out that the bodhisattvas don't get along either. Yeah, they sometimes they don't get along. They say, I don't like that guy. Okay? So it's no point recognizing each other. It's no point at all. Okay? All right. Bodhisattvas bestow predictions upon them and expediently cause them to bring forth the mind.
菩萨语说，方便令发心。
Okay. And so, in 105 commentary slide, the text says the bodhisattvas can bestow predictions upon them, dharma predictions, and help them bring forth the bodhi mind. So that's why we are going to discussing the benefits of bringing forth the bodhi mind next. 106. Since it says have not yet ripened, it makes clear that they certainly will ripen. What they expediently cause them to bring forth is just the bodhi mind.
即云未熟，明必当熟，方便令发，即菩提心。
Okay, 107. I want you to know here, the text is very clearly, it says very clearly that the roots have not ripened. The bodhi roots have not ripened. And you know, it's a funny thing that when I studied with the Buddha Dharma, there had no one that could ask questions, and there are certain parts where the Master Xinhua and the Buddha actually scolded severely, the arhats, and so it caused a lot of confusion. This is the nature of the Buddhist teaching. It's so vast, and sometimes we only get one section, learn about one section, and we think that we're very sure about our knowledge. This is commonplace. That's why be more forgiving when others misunderstand us and think that they know more than we do. It's normal because I went in there. I was a victim of that as well. I was confused by that, by even Master Xinhua disciples. So here, you need to see, you need to believe that the Buddha, even before I read this, okay, before I encountered this in this Avatamsaka Dharma, I took the liberty of telling people that there's no way the Bodhisattvas and Buddhas would allow the Arhats to get stuck in the Nirvana with residues. No way. It's impossible. And my rationale was back then, I said, is because the Buddha created the Arhats. The Bodhisattva taught the Arhats, helped them become Arhats. There's no way they will allow them to be stuck. So I implied that they have for sure planted the seeds for Bodhi. Okay? Or I even explicitly said that even when these Arhats here wanted to enter the Nirvana with residues, they're not allowed to. They'll be stopped. Okay? And so that's what happens. Believe me, when you practice Mahayana here, there's many phases of achievement that you will reach. All of you will reach. It's a matter of time. And rest assured that just like what we're doing tonight, and all these years is to plant the seeds for you to go all the way. It doesn't matter where you are right now, okay? Or where you will be by the time you die. You will become a bodhisattva. You will become a Buddha. Okay? There's no way you'll be stuck. So don't worry about it. But so in the Buddha's teaching, in the Tripitaka, it actually spells out that the Buddha really scolded severely the arhats and the sound hearers, the arhats and solitary enlightened practitioners, because it's a reminder. It's not, you should not take it literally. It's an encouragement for them to continue to work hard. Okay, if the Buddha is not happy with you, something wrong. It's definitely very wrong with you. Okay, for the Bodhisattva to scold you that severely, you have to pay attention. He's trying to wake you up. Okay, and so here's what it says here in slide 107. When you listen even to the Hinayana, you study Hinayana teachings, there are seats for you to become a Buddha. It's just low quality seeds. That's why it takes a little bit longer for them to be before they're ripened. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, and so when the Bodhisattvas encounter people like the Hinayana people, what they do is they find a way to help them bring forth the Bodhi mind. Okay, it means whatever means it takes to bring them, to help convince them they're much better off continuing to practice and not get stuck. There's a lot more fun ahead of them, much more bliss ahead of them. All right? 1008. One cannot determine that a shastra is wrong just because it does not accord with one's own school.
不可不顺己宗，判为论错。
Okay, 109. It's referring to here that the schools, it's referring to the Buddhist schools, various Buddhist schools in India and China and so forth. And so Master Jing Liang here reminds us that just because your school teaches certain things, and therefore, when the Shastra in the Tripitaka is in contradiction to your school teachings, you better believe the Shastra teachings, not the schools. Okay? And what even better than this is that you better believe your good no advisor, okay, who is enlightened. 1010. So Master Shinhwa now makes a lot of some comments. He says, in my own experience, teaching and transforming people is extremely hard. You think that someone is going to cultivate, but then they just don't. Yes, DTT.
마스터 질문이 있는데요. 제가 예전에 법화경을 사경을 했을 때 14년 정도 전이었는데 그때 부처님께서 경전을 설명을 하시는데 아라한들이 떠났어요. 부처님을 더 이상 듣지 않겠다고 하면서. 근데 이제 제 질문은 이렇게 부처님이 설명하신데도 떠난 아라한을 마스터께서는 증상만 성문이라고 하셨는데 전 사실 한번 끝낼게요, 본부스님.
Hello, Master. I have a question. I transcribed Dharma Flower Sutra 14 years ago, and then I read the part that during Buddha spoke Dharma, all the arhats left, and then you said this is those are.
근데 제 질문은 그러니까 부처님 설명하시는데 떠난 아라한들이 증상만 성문이라면 전 사실은 떠난 아라한들이 계속 아라한인 이유가 부처님이 설명하시는데 대승을 받아들이지 않았기 때문이라 생각을 해서 결정 성문이라고 생각을 했었거든요. 네.
So you said these arhats were sound hearers of overweening pride, but I thought these are fixed sound hearers because they didn't listen to Buddha Dharma and they just left.
그래서 제 질문의 포인트는 그러면 결정 성문은 뭐 때문에 계속 결정 성문이 되는 건지 어떤 것 때문에 계속 결정 성문이 되는 건지가 제 질문입니다. 감사합니다.
So my question is why the fixed sound hearers are keep stay at fixed sound hearers. I want to know the reason why they're fixed. Thank you.
Yeah, and the fixed sound hearers are the ones that the sound hearers, but their Buddha seeds, the Bodhi seeds, have not ripened. They have the seeds, but they're not ripened. Only the sound hearer seeds have ripened. Therefore, for this life, they're called fixed sound hearers. Okay? And yes, go ahead.
죄송합니다. 타임 맞췄는데 그러면 이 결정 성문들이 더 가기 위해서는 그러면 선지식 말고는 답이 없는 건지 제가 두 번째 질문이 생각났습니다. 말을 중간에 끊게 돼서 죄송합니다.
Sorry for interrupting you, Master. I had a second question listening to you. So the fixed sound hearers.
두 번째, 네, 스님 다시 말씀드리면 그럼 이 결정 성문은 보리의 씨앗이 없기 때문에 결정 성문이 그럼 깨어나는 데는 선지식 말고는 답이 없는 건지가 질문이었어요. 감사합니다.
My question is there no other way than good knowing advisors for the fixed sound hearers to get enlightened?
Yes, there is. So what happened is that the difference, why is there a difference between the fixed sound hearers and they are distinguished, differentiated from the arhats, the sound hearers with overweening pride, is because so far the fixed sound hearers, their roots have matured only. Okay, if they somehow found some help from a bodhisattva or Buddhas, maybe the bodhi seeds might mature and they would change path. Okay, that's why there's still hope for them. So far, they're fixed sound hearers, but maybe before they die, they may have encountered a bodhisattva or patriarch or Buddha who would help them switch around, okay, and go to take on the bodhisattva path, okay. Whereas the sound hearers with overweening pride are the special case in that they are singled out because basically even Buddhas cannot talk to them. You see, the Buddha spoke Dharma to them, they've been following the Buddha, and they became Arhats under the Buddha, took Buddha as teacher, and then when the Buddha told them, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I need to tell you now that there's more than just this. And they said, no, we don't want to hear it. So these people are stuck this lifetime. That's the difference. This lifetime here, they basically are stuck. Okay? So that's why maybe at the end of their lives, they'll be arranged to go to the Pure Land or they will not be allowed to enter Nirvana. They require special handling. So poor Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have to keep an eye on these idiots. They're troublemakers. All right? So that's what happens. That's going back to slide 1010. That's what that Master Shinhwa says. You think they will follow the rules, but they don't. Okay? The rules with the sound hearers and disciples of the Buddha is that you better listen to the Buddha's teachings, the instruction. But they don't. When it doesn't suit them, they don't listen anymore. Say, I don't believe you. Okay, so their practice is always centered about them. And this is something you ought to pay attention. You may go to a certain point, okay, but you have the seats of only self-serving seats. Then with some point in time, you reach your peak and you can no longer progress. Okay? And this is for you to know that they don't have the proper foundation. Okay? So that's why it's a lot more going on than you think. And going back to slide 1010, occasionally they think something violates the rules in accord with them. So sometimes they said, this thing is in violation of the Buddha's rules and regulations. This is actually, they feel that it's in accord, or conversely, they think something that accords to the rules and actually is against the rules. And this is why these people have limited wisdom. They only can go so far, understand so far. Okay? And this is what Master Yeshua has been observing. And this is what happened with those who went to Taiwan to take precepts. So he sent 5 disciples to go to Taiwan to take fully ordained precepts. And they of course, went to Taiwan, and the Kung Fu is pretty high. So they looked down upon the people who conferred precepts upon them. And also some of them got distracted and were impressed by the Taiwanese old-timers as well. So Master Yeshua said, this is a lot of troubles. I send my kids over there to get full ordination, for them to experience full ordination so that they won't feel the missing out on life. Okay, but they met up with a lot of problems, and they got bad influence and so forth. And therefore now, Master Yeshua says, from now on, I proclaim that after this trip here to Taiwan, no one will go to Taiwan to receive full ordination anymore. Okay? So this is a piece of history. This is kind of fun to go through this. And in Master Yeshua's teachings, there are always little side stories like this. They're kind of fun to see what life was like and what he had to go through to train his disciples. And so we went through a similar thing. I've sent people to the Vietnamese temple to get full ordination, and they gave us a lot of grief. And I considered sending them to Taiwan because I wanted my disciples to experience the full ordination thing. It's kind of a fun thing. You do nothing for 2 months and you goof off, and so it's kind of fun to me. I figure my disciples suffered enough, so I gave them a break. But it turns out that lucky for us, and we sent them to these people, and they came back, and they didn't pick up any bad habits for us. Pretty good. First one, Master O. Abbott, he and Thomas, were sent to Vietnam Temple here in Orange County. They turned him down. He turned down the old abbot. He says, "You too old?" Okay. Who is your master? Why would he allow you to leave the home life and receive full ordination when you pass 60 years old? The Buddha's rules is that when you are 60 years old, you can no longer become fully ordained. So your master is wrong. So, and the reason I sent him is because I figure his level is high enough that he should be able to, should deserve to receive full ordination. Just think about it. If you're a layperson and your samadhi level is higher than all the other monks, what's going to happen to us? Have you thought about it? If all the monks' samadhi level is lower and you have one layperson whose level is higher than all the monks, would you still say you cannot become fully ordained? I wouldn't, because I'd rather have him join the Sangha so that the Sangha can benefit from him, from his cultivation. We all can learn from him, right? So that's the spirit of Mahayana, that's the spirit of the Buddha's teaching. it's not that rigid. I say that because I didn't know back then. I allow him because I copied Master Thichvinhhoausa's thing. He allowed a lot of old people to become fully ordained, especially old nuns who are very, very old and they illiterate. They allowed them to become fully ordained. He said, it's better that you shave your head and wear these clothes here, and we take care of you, we feed you, we take care of everything. And they continue to be real bitches. I was shocked. In a city of 10,000 Buddhas, he put aside a building, a world for old people only. And each one of them have an attendant. And they're all bitches. Fully ordained bitches. It's so funny. And in the wintertime, we have to heat up the whole building because they cannot take the cold. Every month at the time, the heat bill, in addition to the wood thing, is $3,000. Now it's about several $1,000s, especially with PG&E raising the prices so many times already, maybe 10,000 nowadays. See, so he allowed them, so that's what I copied. And it turns out that that's what my justification, and so they turned down the old monk, and they had to meet, and then they got together and said, that Yonghua is so wrong, he cannot have allowed you, so send him back. And he allowed Thomas to become fully ordained. And now Thomas is no longer ordained, the old monk still is. You see? More reason for me to justify why I do stupid things to help you. Okay? So something they think accord with the rules actually violate the rules because the Buddha's teaching is not that rigid. And lucky for us, we got Master Thichvinhhoa to be a trailblazer and show us ways to help people. Okay, very much like nowadays. Similarly, nowadays the retirement age is like 65 years old, and we still employ a lot of people who are older than that because they bring a wealth of experience. And for us in our world, it's similar. If you have you want to cultivate, and your presence is very helpful to us. And on top of it, if you have samadhi, you're willing to cultivate, it's fantastic. By the way, these nun bitches, they're like first stage art and second stage art. When I was a novice, I look at them, oh my, you are scary woman. And I told myself, I wouldn't mind being this bitchy as you if I get first stage art. Anyway, so after that, Master Thichvinhhoa said, no one needs to go to Taiwan anymore. It tells you he was not prepared for them. He didn't prepare them properly. He went there and just threw them to the wolves, and they got all sorts of garbage. Whereas my disciples, when I sent them to the Vietnam temples and those places, they came back and brought some friends back. Okay? And they said, they're so different. We cultivate, they're weak. Okay, 10, 11. The second, fourth, and seventh rules of the Lankavatara all identically say that the two vehicles have no actual nirvana.
入楞伽第二、第四、第七同说二圣无实涅槃。
All right, to 10, 12. He cited again, Master Jingliang is such a great scholar. He cited the second, fourth, and seventh rules of Lankavatara Sutra. We're not going to discuss this. We don't have enough time to discuss, the bigger sutras, let alone the sutra. But it's kind of a fun sutra. I glanced at it. which the Buddha entered the capital city Lanka to speak and said that two vehicles have no actual nirvana. Okay, and so what do they have? masteryonghua says, 10:13, that is only due to the power of samadhi, and that afterwards they will certainly obtain unsurpassed bodhi.
但是三昧力故，后必当得无上菩提。
Okay, so this is to tell you, okay, again, to confirm for you, okay, because I've been hearing some stupid people say, object to my explanation. I said this is not consistent with the sutras. So this is along the same line. These arhats enter arhat because they were taught to develop samadhi. Okay, and when you enter that samadhi, you can extinguish the bodies and put an end to knowing. That's when you are in samadhi. Okay, and however, when they're not in samadhi, like sound hearers and pratyeka Buddhas are enlightened to conditions. Okay, they are still subject to the old habit energies. Okay, so that's why let me confirm for you, especially it's okay because I myself had doubts as well until I saw my own disciples, my own eyes. I thought they are forsake rahat, but I found out they are so afflicted. I saw them as bodhisattva level, ground, 1A, 2A, 3A, and so forth, 1G, 2G, 3G, and so forth. And yet they are still depressed. Okay, and so that's why my observation is from empirical evidence. Okay, and that is eventually they all will become Buddhas, but it's not the way that the text says. For example, arhats are perfect. They're not perfect. Bodhisattvas are not perfect. They are at all, because it's because of their imperfections that will enable them to become Buddhas. We all need imperfections in order to make progress. Only Buddhas have no imperfections. Only Buddhas have no afflictions. We all still are subject to afflictions. However, the difference between the sound hearers and the bodhisattvas and us is that the sound hearers and bodhisattvas at times can use the skills to shield themselves from their old habit energies. But more often than not, they are not able to, unfortunately. That's why they still need help. And that's why you always follow someone who's stronger than you. You don't go on your own. That's wrong. And even the second patriarch right now, okay, is in hiding. That's the wrong thing to do. He should be seeking a good knowing advisor and get some help. Why hide? You hide because you're not good enough. You're not strong enough to take a beating. Therefore, instead of hiding, you should be seeking a good knowing advisor. Okay? Anyway, it's a Mahayana business. Don't worry about it. 10:15, the doctrine in Dharma Flower Shastra is also the same as this. All are false speakings of nirvana, and so they say samadhi.
法华论中意义同此，皆是假说涅槃，故云三昧。
And so let me tell you, I was very worried because I was misled by the lack of information, and in particular my own my own Dharma brothers fail to understand this as well. And so you were lucky. I overcame a lot of these obstructions and dead ends, okay, so that you're not like them. Shishua disciples. So here's what the great Master Ching Liang is saying. He says that even though in the Buddhist scriptures it mentioned nirvana, okay, like the arhats enter nirvana and so forth, okay, and this is why I don't want you to say that he entered nirvana and so forth. That's all baloney that the Chinese use and the Vietnamese use and the Japanese use and the Koreans use. It's all wrong because you're not supposed to enter nirvana. Let me spell it out categorically for you. You're not supposed to enter nirvana. No one's supposed to enter nirvana. Not arhats, not bodhisattvas. Okay, so it's called nirvana to encourage people. So it's just a kind of power concentration so that you feel when you're in that concentration, free and easy, comfortable state within samadhi, which is very blissful. Okay, it's true. You are taught, you're trained to enter these states of samadhis, okay, and they actually are not really nirvanas with residues, okay? But they are not quite the same as the true nirvana that no one wants to enter. Okay? Arhats are stupid, therefore Sangha are stupid, so they say, I want to end all my suffering. Okay, so they enter nirvana. They thought they could enter nirvana, but actually they are allowed to. They find out they're not allowed to. And the bodhisattvas, they don't enter nirvana either. There's no need for nirvana, even without residues, because they're just too busy. Real bodhisattvas never take it easy, never seek their own comfort and advantages. That's not a bodhisattva. Right? And so, according to Master Ching Liang, the real word they use here instead of nirvana is actually samadhi. You enter samadhi. This samadhi is a state of mind that enables them to enter, to qualify them to be a member of this nirvana club. But they don't actually enter nirvana. So he spells it out for us. Okay? You hear it here. You heard it here at Wei Mountain Temple tonight. All right, 1017. The Srimala Sutra also says, when all those of the two vehicles are said to obtain nirvana, that is expedient on the part of the Buddhas.
圣蛮亦云：言诸二圣得涅盘者，是否方便
1018, and he cited the Srimala Sutra as well. It says specifically, it says that the two vehicles of sound hearers or practical Buddhas are said to enter and obtain nirvana. That's just an expedient door of the Buddhas. It's not true. They don't enter nirvana. So can we just agree not to use enter nirvana anymore? Because it's baloney, it's nonsense. It's like, to me, it's insulting because these people, you make them sound like they enter nirvana, like they're seeking their own advantages and leave us here to suffer. That's really not the spirit of Buddhism at all. So he has also quoted the Srimala Sutra as well. Okay? Any questions about this? Yes, sir. 7.
Master, nobody enters nirvana except for the Buddha? Is that how it is?
Even Buddhas don't enter nirvana. If you're a bodhisattva and you refuse to enter nirvana, and you're a Buddha, after you become a Buddha, you think you're going to change your mind? Say, okay, I have enough of this. I'm going to retire. Then you never become a Buddha yourself. Yes, 8.
And thank you, Master. So what we hear in this regular world, this whole concept of what nirvana is the misconception.
It's an expedient, or the Buddha says, actually, it is something nice that's not like our life here, like our world here. That's all it means. But even though it's there, we don't want to enter it. You can know what it's like when you enter the samadhi that entitles you to enter nirvana. But you enter samadhi, you don't necessarily need to enter nirvana. You have all the benefits of nirvana without having entered nirvana. Yes?
So nirvana is a place we should not go.
We don't want to go.
We don't, okay. Nirvana is a place we don't want to go.
Yeah, it's more fun outside.
Because
it's more beneficial for you not to enter nirvana. Only losers, weak people would want to run away and say, I want to enter nirvana. I want to be near God because God will protect me. We don't want any protection. We want to suffer because that's how we help others. Yes, sir. Says.
So, in that case, what is the major difference in Buddhism between nirvana and samadhi? No, that's not the question I want to ask. Yes, I do, and I want to ask that.
Yeah, you do want to ask. Yeah, I know.
So, what's the difference? Or what is the difference between nirvana and samadhi?
Samadhi is this nice state of peace and bliss, okay? That you enter when you meditate. When you stand there and do the ceremony, you can enter samadhi as well. When you walk, you can enter samadhi as well, okay? When you eat, you can enter samadhi as well. You don't believe it? We haven't taught you that yet. It's only for Buddhists. Anyway, so this samadhi is a state of bliss and peace. You feel very peaceful no matter how crazy it is. Even when your girlfriend yells at you, you feel so peaceful. When your girl says, make a face like it. The Buddhists, let me tell you, this is something we have, you Catholics don't have. As soon as the girlfriend becomes threatening to you, you immediately enter samadhi. And you feel so peaceful. She can yell all she wants. She can beat you up all she wants. Okay? Spend all the money you have. You still feel blissful. You feel happy. You don't need anything to feel blissful at all. You can feel blissful on your own, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of suffering, you can feel blissful, and you feel very peaceful. They can yell at you, they can threaten you, whatever, you still feel at peace. So far, so good. That's a samadhi that you'll be able to enter. Like that. Interested? It's the clear advantage. Think about it. While you enter samadhi here, the poor girl doesn't know. She keeps on going, I told you, how many times to tell you? And you simply, patiently look at her and wait until she's, then you say, would you like some water? That's what you do. So this samadhi here enables you, frees you from all sufferings and you won't be affected by the outside suffering at all. And you can choose to stay there. But this is what you don't realize. This is what the Buddhist teaching is not clear. You may enter it, but in order to be free and peaceful and not affected by, then even your depression ghosts cannot come in. Okay? They can't. Okay? However, it's only happens because you have enough blessings to be peaceful and blissful when your girlfriend yells at you. When your blessings run out, you have to come out. It's very much like you have enough blessings to get into a nice hotel, but checkout time tomorrow is 3 p.m. Unless you have enough to get another day. Another day. Got my drift? Your blessing will run out. Doesn't matter who you are. So whether you're an arhat or a bodhisattva, your blessings also will run out eventually. That's the nature of samadhi. When you're in that samadhi, it's the state of being nirvana. That's what the Buddha calls nirvana. You're free from the girlfriends. Ups and downs. And that's what you need to do in order to stay with the girlfriend. Because you didn't, she will drive you crazy and you have to run away. This is what enables us to stay and prove our love to our girlfriends and wives. Because no matter how bad they are, we still love them. So let me tell you, Buddhism brings peace to the family. Yeah? And you think we're just sitting here doing nothing? No, we are bringing peace and love to relationships. And saving so many relationships temporarily. See? And the same thing. I don't want you to get me wrong. I mean, the women too, they come back and they put up with the husband's, volatile temper. Yeah? Yeah, see, okay? And that's peace and bliss. Yes, DTT.
근데 마스터, 그거는 사랑이라기보다는 그 삼매로 도피하는 거 아닌가요?
But Master, isn't that not love? I think it's escaping to samadhi.
No. Not at all. It's not escape. It's like waiting for the tornado to pass before you get out of the house. Because if it's in the midst of tornado category 5, and you're stupid enough to get out of the house, you die. Instead, if your house is strong, I stay inside the house. That's your samadhi. And you wait until it blows over. Then it's safe to go out and be nice again. Ching! Got that? It's just common sense. The reason people like Daniel don't know is because they have been trained to do it. See, when you do a chant class, when you stand in ceremony, many of you will enter that samadhi and say, oh wow, this is nice. And that's you being trained to be able to withstand the thunderstorms and the blizzards and the tornadoes. You're welcome. God, ungrateful people. Okay? So nirvana, so actually, it's funny that he spells it out right here. He said nirvana is basically an expedient. No one enters it. Isn't that cool? I don't know how people can miss it. All the Buddhists who says, I'm a Buddhist expert, they enter nirvana. And now all the Buddhists, Vietnam people like him, and and Taiwan people like her, and so forth. They keep on telling us that Venerable old abbot has entered nirvana, which is insulting to me. If you really a venerable abbot, a venerable monk, you would never enter nirvana. This is wrong use of the language. Yes, sir. 5.
Cinco. What about the Theravada Arhats? They don't follow our tradition? Do they enter nirvana?
They're not allowed to enter nirvana. I told you already. They think they're entering nirvana, but after they die, they find out, this is not nirvana.
So nirvana is only entered after death, or possible?
No, they can never enter nirvana. It's like the old nun who is the ex-master of Master Xe. She died, and she thought, I'm suffered so much now, I'm going to enter nirvana? We said, no. Hey, woman, here's what nirvana is like. I said, oh, really? This is not nirvana. I don't want to go nirvana. See that? You want nirvana? Make sure what nirvana feels like. So that's why when you're alive, there's no point talking to you. After you die, that's when you have a good time with you. Okay? And then they said, I wish I had left all my money to masteryonghua. It would have been nicer to me. I don't know. Promise? Okay, 1019. Moreover, the Unsurpassed Reliance Sutra and the Dual Nature and Buddha Nature Shastra all say of the two vehicles' entry to extinction that beyond the three realms, they undergo further change.
又无上一经、宝性佛性二论，皆说入极二圣于三界外，更受变异。
I'm so grateful to Master Jing Liang. I've been taking a lot of liberties talking about how we stop people from entering nirvana. He's actually saying the Buddha taught so. I'm so happy. And by the way, extinction with an E, that's nirvana here. Okay? And so he quoted more stuff. Okay? More materials. It's so nice, let me tell you. It's fantastic. This bothered me for a long time, okay, because of the Chinese teachings. All the Chinese all teaching is saying they're perfect. They will enter nirvana, and once you enter nirvana, it's not salvageable anymore. They cannot go further. And I said, if that's the case, I will stop them. You don't stop them, I will stop them. Okay. Anyway, so actually, it's a Buddhist teaching here. It's only an expedient. It's not real. Nirvana is not real. Okay. 1021. In the Secret Adornment Sutra, the two vehicles ultimately are without the utter severance of eternal extinction.
密言经中二圣必无灰断永灭。
1022. You see, again, this is another, Master Jing Liang quoted another sutra in the Tripitaka, and it says, there's no such a thing as an ultimate nirvana. Okay, so basically, nirvana is a expedient concept. Okay, and let me tell you, I'm so disappointed because I was misled severely about nirvana by the Chinese and the Vietnam and the Koreans and so forth. There's no such a thing. This he confirms it right here. To me, it's not nirvana. It's fun concept. You don't want to enter. When you're a sound hearer, you're not allowed to enter. When you're a bodhisattva, you're true bodhisattva, you would never seek peace and comfort for yourself when your disciples are still suffering. It's just not right. If that's your mindset, how could you possibly be a bodhisattva? To me, it's contradictory. You're a bodhisattva because you need to help others, okay? And then you enter nirvana, and you leave the work unfinished. Who's going to do it for you? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, these bodhisattvas then are actually fake bodhisattvas. Okay, and so another concept here is that we live in our world 3 realms: desire realm, form realm, formless realm. And so Daniel's boss, God, is still in the desire realm, in the heavens in the desire realm. Okay, that's very nice, very desirable, and you don't need to go there. You can enter samadhi and go up there for fun and go travel. Okay, it's not a problem. And then you enter. It's very easy. It's rather easy to do, not as hard as you think. And then you enter the dhyanas, the form realms. You enter these samadhis of the formless realm. Lots of things you can experience for yourself. This is a problem with Buddhism. Buddhism is that we have big mouths and we tell you about these things, okay? And the problem with that is that you will practice, and if we don't stop you from improving, okay, you will eventually experience it yourself. You find out what I've been telling you is false. I've been pulling your legs. And this is why I don't want to have disciples if I'm pulling your legs. And why should I train you for you to eventually stab me in the back and say, what he's been telling us is a bunch of crock. Okay? So this is why it doesn't pay for us to train you, because eventually you verify it yourselves. So it's better be the truth when we're teaching you. Otherwise, you're the first one who would shoot at us and tell us that, that you know such a thing. Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. You have a question from Diego.
Okay, hola.
He says, Amitabha, Master, I don't know if I am understanding you correctly, so I just have to ask. So nirvana does not exist. It's just a state of mind that's created as an expedient by the Buddha? Thank you, Master.
Yeah, the nirvana that I want you to understand the concept of nirvana of the 4 characteristics of purity, true self, permanence, and bliss and true bliss. Those are 4 virtues that you experience, but you will experience them when you're in that samadhi that allows you entry into that nirvana. So that nirvana is a concept, okay? It's an ideal state that you can be, that the Buddha uses as a concept to convince us of the opposite of our lives here in a Saha world. Saha world is a lot of suffering. So he says, why you want to suffer? There's something else called nirvana. You can go towards that nirvana, okay? Where you're much better off. You never suffer again. So it's only used as a lure for us. Okay, and if they say, so what happened, Diego, is that people heard of it and say, oh, that sounds good. So then Buddha says, you know what? It's going to be a while before you're there, so let me teach you how to get there. And as you follow the instructions, you feel better and better and better and better. Nirvana, that state of bliss and peace, is incremental. You have to go there incrementally. So that's why what happened to the Agama teachings and sound hearers and Hinayana people, they themselves experienced the gradual increases of their well-being. So that's why they believed. But when they get there, that's when the Buddha says, you know what, boy? Don't enter. Don't go there. Okay? That place is not for you. Okay? So I want you to continue. That's what happened. So in other words, the nirvana is only a concept or a goal, but no one wants to go there physically. That's what it's about. Only the ones who are poor, who are weak, we tell them, oh, there's a nirvana because you're suffering so much right now, go to nirvana, go to the Pure Land. Okay? But nirvana, unlike the Pure Land, nirvana is only an expedient the Buddha used to contrast our current existence with what you can attain when you practice meditation. But once you practice it, you see that you're getting better, you feel better, more peaceful, more blissful. Then the Buddha, at this point, when you're at this level of nirvana with residue, the Buddha says, you sure you want to stop? You can go further, you can go better and better and better. Why stop right now? So that's why it's easy. From that perspective, you see that nirvana basically is a concept. You get to this point, then Buddha, it's very easy for Buddha to say, by the way, okay, you should go a little bit further because you like it more. And then you've seen that you've been experiencing increasing level of peace and bliss. There's a lot more, I assure you. And you know what? My disciples here can confirm it for you. So that's why we don't have a problem with it. Only nirvana, basically, bottom line is a false promise. Expedient. Okay? That if you have wisdom, you would never enter it. Never. Okay? And as long we're here, okay, we can go back to 1023. He went off on a lot of things here. As long we're here, let me tell you, okay, I worry when I see only a temple and a monk or a nun, because they're not transmitting the knowledge, they're not training the next generation. What's the problem? You're supposed to train the next generation. I have a problem when second patriarch is in hiding. How can you be a patriarch and be in hiding? It bothers me. And then now you have idiots like me who can say anything and get away with it because no one dares contradict me. I said, how dare you? You're not going to the Pure Land anymore. You hear? Okay? So that's a problem. And then now you have all these monks and nuns, and they get the support and go open a temple by themselves. And that's where you don't want to go. That's not Buddhism at all. Yes, there's a time when you cultivate, but when you have wisdom, your job is to transfer that wisdom to the next generation. That's the Bodhisattva path. Okay? And therefore, tip for all of you, if you want to learn the Dharma, it's not at a one-person temple, a two-people temple. It's going to be a lot of people temple, because those are the ones who will stab the master in the back eventually. If the master is phony. The worst kind of people are the ones that are close to you. Okay? It's easy for us to cheat you because you only show up here a few hours a week. But it's the people who are with us 24 hours a day, they are the biggest troublemakers. And another tip for you is that, I want to emphasize here for you, next generation, is that we want to help you improve because we want you to see for yourself what this nirvana thing or this samadhi thing is really like. It's for you, never about us. Okay? So that's why I encourage you to continue to improve. And then when it's time for you to teach, you should also, I hope that many of you will continue this our tradition where our objective is help everyone improve, whether you're Buddhist or not, man or woman, old or infant, doesn't matter to us. We want you to keep on improving, because that's what Buddhism is about. It's about you improving. It's the bottom line. We need to do whatever it takes to help you improve. Okay? It's not about us enjoying our nirvana here. Okay? Thank you, everyone. See you next time.